Yes, please.
Stephanie Diaz, I don't live in Aransas Pass, but I totally want to. And so, just like Chief said, if you guys are gonna sell these lots for that cheap, definitely consider giving them to, not giving, but selling them to city staff who actually want to move here, who actually want to buy here, who actually want to build here, and can't afford it because we work here. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So, that's all I got.
That's absolutely correct.
The whole thing is, I understand that there is a process. We don't own the properties. You have to go, just like he's going and
you have to
making the
bid
bidding
on it.
process. We don't just give them to you, or, you know, you've got to go through the same bidding process as he is going through. So, I mean, you know, we could,
But if we could get the word out to people like city staff, and maybe just.
well, we don't, you have to go to the county and get on that list and
Yeah.
get the properties. We can't give you that information because it's handled through the county.
How do you get on that list?
Well, I've tried for a while.
We're trying to, we're getting off of the subject here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Trying to follow this. If it was possible for staff to buy a lot for $450 that's out in the boondocks with no road to get to it, no easement across other people's property to get to it, then that's exactly what it's worth, $450. You might
That's exactly
airdrop a
right.
cow on it.
Yeah.
That's about all you can do. You can't build a house in that one.
That we
Right,
agree
but
with.
we're not talking about that
This
one
one is right
anymore.
on Life Street.
Yeah, right.
This one has road
We
access.
got what you,
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I'm not trying to belabor the point on maintenance, because we have crews, we don't want to spend a ton of money on maintenance, obviously. But I haven't heard from Corey that he was only happy with 40% of our lots. I don't have an email from that, and a phone call, and I talked to him 4 hours ago.
Okay.
So if you have a specific complaint on a specific lot that we own, my crews will come down here and take care of it immediately, all right?
do you know, can you give us a number on how many lots you own in Aransas Pass?
I think over the last, so I do it by segments, by coast segments. So I had my staff count the number of lots I bought from Alice to Beeville. It's right at 986 lots. Out of the 986, this is over the last 10 years. So out of the 986, I think I bought, this is a little bit of a guess right now, but I think it's 120. So that's in the city of Aransas Pass. It doesn't include Rockport, Sinton, Taft, Corpus, the rest of it. So I buy lots in 40 Texas counties and 5 states.
But I've been.
So
saying-
out of those 120 lots, how many have you
110.
resold?
110. Now, I also had them figure up another number. That 110 lots, we sold for an average of $18,000 a lot. Let's see, yeah, well, no, was that Corpus? $18,000 a lot in Aransas Pass. Those lots are now worth an average of $40,000 apiece.
But if I recall, you bought those on some of those, because I've been on the council longer than most of these guys. Some of those lots you bought for $100.
No, never for 100.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Not a usable lot.
Yes.
No.
Because
The
that was
lowest
that was my concern when I was sitting on the council. One of my concerns is, why are we selling it so cheap? And they said, well, we've got to get it on the tax roll. That was the feeling of the rest of the council members. I was never in favor of selling it that, I mean, the bid that low for $35,
I bought
$40,
them low, but never
$100.
below the 100. The
Yeah,
lowest I've done in Aransas Pass is 1,100.
Is what?
1,100. But I sold those lots for 4,900. And so the people that bought those lots from me for 4,900, they made $36,000. Now you tell me someone else that's making your people in Aransas Pass $36,000. You know what the median income is in Aransas Pass? $25,000.
You know, that's beside the point. But what
It's
I'm
not
saying.
beside the point.
What I'm saying, I'm just saying now, is
Right.
that,
I made money, correct.
no, yes, and you're selling it for 14,000, you know, and I know you're
It's a
not.
gross number.
You're not buying, you weren't buying those in the past for $1,100. The city was not, I can tell you, that you were not at that particular time, because it was very, yeah.
But nobody else was
$100.
bidding, correct?
I don't know that. I don't know.
But I was the high bidder.
You probably were the only bidder, the high bidder, but to
Right.
me, it was still,
When nobody else would buy lots, I bought them. And I made money on them.
well, I know
And my
you did.
people that bought from me made a lot of money.
You know, I'm just, we're not getting anywhere just going back and
Right.
forth on this, so.
I'm not being impertinent.
No,
What I'm
no,
saying
no.
is that you're missing the core value of the business. My business isn't in building houses on lots that can't be built on. My business isn't in holding lots. I
Correct.
buy lots to create notes, and I make packages of notes, $250,000 to $500,000, and I sell those notes to private investors. They pay cash, I come back then and I buy more lots. So if I don't sell my lots, I can't continue my business. And I don't gouge anybody. I sell at market prices. All my lots right now are at market price, and I charge 8.9% interest rate. That's lower than my commercial lines of credit. 8.9%, 5% is historically a very reasonable interest rate. So what you're missing is that you have someone that's coming into Aransas Pass, making your people tens of thousands of dollars, taking it out, putting it somewhere else, reinvesting back down here. And I sell almost exclusively to local Aransas Pass residents. A few people from San Antonio and Dallas are going to move here, but that's the value of the business.
I will say that we have sold some lots in the last year, year and a half, cheaper, but they had to make the commitment that there would be a house built on it within the year. They
You
had
can't make
to-
that commitment.
And I can tell you, they have come through, and there are new homes on those properties that we have sold at a reduced rate to them, and that's what we were looking for, somebody to come in. Okay, so we're gonna sell you that lot a lot cheaper, but they will make the commitment that they are building on that property to put that property on the tax rolls at a much higher rate. And
You
that's what
can't
we've
enforce
asked
that.
people. No, but they've.
They
all-
can't get title
The
policies.
developers have been more than willing to do that if they get a piece of property for a cheaper rate.
If they're getting a piece of property and building a house on it in under 2.5 years, that property's been in the possession of the city for more than 2 years.
Well, I
Because
don't
you can't get a
know.
title policy for it. You
I
can't
have
get
no
interim
clue.
or permanent financing.
I know that they come and, they have made the commitment, and here, they've already talked to Burl about what their house plans are.
They've already built a house,
No, they haven't, well, some of them are being built right now, yes, sir.
under construction.
Yes, sir, some of them are completed.
A
in
tax lot in
amount-
under 2 years.
I believe they're under 2 years.
Can I get an address of that?
Your son's house, for instance, the one that he bought. We sold the property at a reduced rate, and the developer built it, and your son bought it, and I don't know if it was 2 years or not, but those are the kind of.
No idea how long that house sit there
Yeah.
before, it was built a year before he bought it. But it was built a year before he bought it,
Yeah,
so I
Yes.
don't know how long.
And it was a tax lot.
yeah, it was a tax lot that he bought,
He outbid me.
so.
My son did not buy the property, it was built by a
By
contractor,
the
and he bought
contractor,
it from a
right.
contractor.
He bought it from the contractor,
What's
exactly.
the address?
I have
That
no
doesn't-
idea.
That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is, you can't legally do that.
Well,
Well, that was
we're not
from the
into that legal
contractor.
side of it, that's the contractor
Oh,
then.
Your
So,
your
yes,
lawyer will
sir.
tell you
I
that.
live at 162 South 11th Street. When I moved here 3 years ago, 2 lots next to me were overgrown, and a house needed to be destroyed. The city took those properties, destroyed it, and now there is a brand-new house right next to mine.
Now, I don't know, I mean, that's an anecdotal story, and I'm not sure that it was a tax lot. It's just somebody's house.
I'm sure it was a tax lot,
You're sure it was a tax lot?
yeah.
Okay, well, we're getting no place on this one,
Yeah.
so let's keep moving forward.
So, what,
There's a couple of comments.
Okay.
If I could read them.
please do.
Yes, please.
Okay,
There's
a bunch of these.
Melinda Williams. I believe the city needs to put those on the market. We need housing 150,000 below. Another comment by Melinda Williams, if you're going to continue to discount, give away land, it needs to be purchased and donated back to the city with contingency, with a developer. And then there's another one, Jazzy Mom. The city residents need to learn how the bidding works. We need workshops so equal opportunity can be had. This man is wise to how to make money, the American dream. He has been doing this for years. Why stop letting him do this now?
I think we can comment as well. So, my name's Raul Salvador, 190 East Johnson. It sounds like he's bottom feeder, and that he's a speculator, and that's okay. That's a business model.
I'm about a
Why
bottom
is the
feeder.
city council funding that, enabling that? That's my dilemma right here as I ask, right, by listening to you, sir, and this gentleman over there in the comments. Doesn't make logical sense. There should be an auction, there should be a lot more knowledge of these things for a new staff coming in. But all the lots, yeah, we live at 190 East Johnson, there's a whole area there where people go four-wheeling, and we can't coordinate that property because it's owned by 200 people are gone, right? So it's like a catch-22. However, if he wants to buy this property, hold it for 2.5 years, get a pretty good interest rate of 8.9%, then all power to him. Why are we giving it to him though?